Welcome back to All Again, where passion meets music, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing Bruce Springsteen's debut album, Greetings from Asbury Park. So this album was released in 1973 originally through Columbia Records. Now the version I have is actually a remaster on CD from 2010, but what I like about this is they try to keep the vinyl aesthetic on this album sleeve. And the way to do that is, it's obviously cardboard, it's not a jewel case, but they have a little open section where you slip the CD in, and there's nothing else with the CD, so it's pretty bare. Probably similar to what you would have got if you bought the record on vinyl back in 1973. So on the front, we can see it's actually quite a striking and colourful album cover, and it looks to be based on a postcard with the text there. You can see Greetings from Asbury Park, which is, I believe, Asbury Park. It's on the coast on New Jersey, and I believe it's kind of like a holiday resort, or it certainly was back in the 1970s. Not really sure what it's like now, but Bruce Springsteen wanted to kind of have this Greetings from Asbury Park as the concept for this album, his debut album. They're a New Jersey-based band, and he wanted to have a postcard on the front and have it in this sort of a format, and that's pretty cool, I think. On the back, you get a postage stamp with Bruce's face on it. I think that's pretty cool. And then you get the track listings. Now, the one criticism I would have on this particular version of the album is the text is very small. It's hard to read. Obviously, if this was on vinyl, you would have no issue reading the text. But with CD, it's much smaller, and I really don't know why they do this. They could have included a little sleeve with it, with the information and the lyrics and credits for songwriting, etc., because I think that was badly needed. But yeah, look, this is the way they've decided to go with it. So you just have to get the magnifying glass out to read what it is. But basically, they've split up the songs into two sides, as it would have been on vinyl. Obviously, it's only one, you can see there. It's only one CD, so everything is on the one side of CD, because CD only has one playable side. But to be honest, I think it's pretty cool the way they show that this was originally released in vinyl. There was two sides, and they can show that there's two different lists of music. Now, whether that makes much of a difference to the overall feel of the album or not, I really don't know. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool when bands do that. Okay, so we'll start off with side one here, and it opens with a track called Blinded by the Light. Now, Bruce Springsteen had originally written this song, but it actually was made famous by a band called Manfred Mann's Earth Band, and they released the song later on in the 1970s, and it actually got to #1 in the US Billboard. So very unusual. Like, originally when the song was released by Bruce Springsteen, didn't do a whole lot. This album didn't do a whole lot when it was released originally, to be honest. But it was good to see the song going on and getting some recognition. I do think it is a good song. But I have to say the Manfred Mann version is a lot more up-tempo. It's a lot more poppy than the Bruce Springsteen version on this. The Bruce Springsteen version of Blinded by the Light, it's very kind of rock and roll, folky kind of vibe off it. But the Manfred Mann is totally different. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we go into a song called Growing Up. So Growing Up is a great song, to be honest. It's probably one of the strongest songs on the album. But I watched the Bruce Springsteen on Broadway Netflix show that was out there a couple of years ago, and Bruce Springsteen plays Growing Up with acoustic guitar, and it absolutely blew me away. I think that's a much better version of the song than the version that appears here, but still a great song, no doubt. Then we go into Mary, Queen of Arkansas, which is a kind of acoustic ballad type song, and then we go kick up back into gear with Does This Bus Stop at 82nd Street, which I think is a great title for a song. But yeah, this is just basically Bruce giving us an insight into his life when he was in his early 20s, trying to make it in the music industry. The songs are very heartfelt. Bruce is a great songwriter, great lyrics and all the rest, but I do think the production on this album isn't great. We move on then to Lost in the Flood. That caps off side one, and then side two has got Angel, For You, and then probably the biggest hit on this album called Spirit in the Night. And it ends with It's Hard to Be a Saint in the City, which is again another great title for a track. But I suppose the reason why Spirit in the Night and Blinded by the Light, two very similar sounding titles, The reason those songs were included on the album was originally brought to the president of Columbia, Clive Davis, to listen through and see what he thought of it before it was released. He listened through and he said, I don't hear any singles on this album. Go and write some singles and put them on the album. So Bruce went away. He proceeded to write Blinded by the Light and Spirit in the Night, and both of those songs went on to be hits. Certainly, as I talked about, the Manfred Mann hit for Blinded by the Light was a bigger hit, but still they went on to be hits. So I thought that was interesting. Even at that point in his career, when he was really young and just starting to get into songwriting, Bruce Springsteen, there was a lot of criticism on him at the time, and he was constantly being pushed to write hit songs. So it just goes to show you where the music business was at the time. But yeah, I think it's a decent album, to be honest. Didn't blow me away or anything. It's interesting because it's Bruce's first foray into songwriting and releasing an album under his own name. But I do think it's a decent enough album. Wouldn't be one of the best by any stretch in terms of Bruce Springsteen's catalogue, but certainly worth a listen if you're a big Bruce Springsteen fan. So let me know in the comments what you think of this debut album from Bruce Springsteen. Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. And certainly if you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you could also subscribe, I greatly appreciate that, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.